Buddy, thank
Well,
you
let me
for.
introduce you.
Oh, you'll introduce me. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. You are
Okay.
officially a speaker.
Okay.
So, hi, everybody. Again, hi, this is Mrs. Waters from the UF program. And I have with you today Nurse Karen Kramer from our Wellness Center. Nurse Karen Kramer will give you a little bit of information about herself. Her and I have walked these halls for many, many years, over 20 years. And we have worked together, and Nurse Kramer has always been, in the forthright with us and UF students and providing really good information for our students, and it's her passion to do it. So I'm going to turn it over to her because she has a robust presentation. I don't want to take up her time, but please make sure you stay till the end so that I can give you instructions for attendance. Take it over, Nurse Kramer.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Thank you for inviting me, Caroline. I really appreciate it. I'm actually going to celebrate my 40th anniversary as an RN in June. Yeah, so 40 years I've been an RN. I mean, I was only 21 when I graduated, so I know I'm old, but I'm not that old. But I've been a nurse practitioner for 30 years and, a registered nurse for 40 years. So I went back to school after I had practiced as an RN for 10 years. So I work in the Student Wellness Center, which we are open actually. With the pandemic, we are seeing students Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Wednesdays and Fridays, we do work from home, but Monday through Friday, we are accessible by phone. I just wanted to make sure that everybody knows that. In fact, I'm just going to share the screen for 1 second. I'll stop this and Brad, let me stop sharing this one. Okay, and then I'll go back to share screen. Okay, and this. Okay, so I just wanted to, first thing, oh, why is this not sharing? Oh, there we go. Can everybody see? This is the Rutgers Student Wellness website. And it's wellness.camden, wellness center, sorry, wellnesscenter.camden.rutgers.edu. And I just wanted to make sure that you see what the website looks like, how to make an appointment, what our phone number is. And I wanted to give you information about the food pantry. So the hours during the pandemic, 8:30 to 4:30, Monday through Friday. If you call 856-225-6005, that's our number. And we have people that will answer the phone and you can talk to them. They'll connect you with one of the clinicians, one of the nurse practitioners or our doctor. And we can provide medical care. I do a lot of GYN, women's health care. We do all kinds of things, sexually transmitted infection testing. We can give vaccinations. We're doing nursing physicals, sports physicals, all kinds of things that we see people for. We do check when students do the COVID testing, we check the results every day. One of us is assigned to check the COVID results. So when we have somebody that is COVID positive, we talk to them by phone. They don't actually come into our health center, but we talk to them by phone and advise them on their care. Reach out to the contacts of people that are COVID positive. So we do provide that kind of care. We also have the food pantry. So that is something I have some photo. When I go back to the PowerPoint presentation, I'll show you some photos of some of the things that we offer in the food pantry. And the food pantry is open. It is available to the students Tuesdays and Thursdays by appointment only. And you do have to call it, just like it says here on about the food pantry. You have to call the main number 856-225-6005 and place your order by 1:30 p.m. on Tuesdays or Thursdays, and then you can come pick them up. And actually, some of the student workers will pull the food and that you tell them that you want, and they'll put it into bags, and it'll just be waiting for you right at the door. when you come up to the window at Student Wellness, you give your name, and then they go in and get your bag and bring it out to you. So it's really very streamlined. It's wonderful. So if you have any need for any food, that is completely open to all students. We want people to know. They don't ask for any financial information or anything. It's if you would like to use the food pantry, it's totally open to all students. When we have students that have COVID, we actually have, it's been great how things are changing every single day. Last in the fall, when students were positive for COVID and maybe in housing, they weren't able to go out and get food, they made provisions to deliver food to people that are on COVID isolation, that are living in housing, not off campus, just in 330 Cooper. So anyway, I just wanted to show that. And Brad, I'm just going to go back to the PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then just
All right.
go to share screen.
My son is helping me.
Yeah.
Okay. So share screen. Okay. All right. And then go back to this. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Good job.
Thank you. Okay. So my son found this graphic and I thought this was kind of interesting, combining wellness and health in one. This is what I wanted to talk to you today about. I told you a little bit about the Rutgers-Camden Wellness Center and the food pantry. I do want to touch on nutrition, Choose My Plate. Well, it's actually not called Choose My Plate anymore. It's called My Plate, and healthy snacks, and a little bit about self-care, practicing self-care, movement, meditation, breathing, things like that. Oh, here's the screen. If you want to take a picture of this, you're welcome to, or if you just want to go onto the website for Rutgers, the information about the pantry. Here are some examples of some things that we offer. Are the images coming up okay? Are you able to see them?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. And so we have lots of fruits and vegetables. We have milk and butter, eggs, all sour cream. We have all kinds of dairy products in one refrigerator. They're kept separate. And then we have all of our canned goods, and you can't really see it, but in these bins are snacks, Fritos, and I know they're not the best nutrition, but there are there are some treats in addition to the good food that we offer. And then another set of pictures. Oh, so here's frozen food. So there's all kinds of frozen food. We get meats. We actually had hams and, just like you would get in a grocery store. It's pretty amazing. And then we also have, and there's more than this. I just have one photo, but there's shampoo and deodorant and razors and tampons, pads, toothbrushes, anything that you would need for personal care items. Any questions from anybody about the food pantry or about wellness? Oh, I see there's a lot in the chat already. Oh, okay, everybody's saying yes, 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 yes.
So a question that came up that I answered in the chat, but giving you the option.
Oh, okay.
Pay for the food in the pantry.
Do you pay for the food? No. Oh, no, it's all free.
And
Yeah, and
I
how
put that it's free to full-time students. Is this correct?
it's full to anybody, full-time, part-time, anybody
Okay,
that's
good.
a student. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We had Rutgers Giving Day. So people donated money through Rutgers Giving Day directly to the food pantry. We have other donors. We in Student Wellness, if we see something's on sale, like last year we saw there was laundry detergent. So all of us went to ShopRite and bought the maximum amount of laundry detergent that we could get. And we all brought in the laundry detergent. We bring in waters, we bring in, yeah. So all of us within wellness contribute, people from the community contribute. There are actually bins all over the campus where the student workers go around and they take the things that people contribute out of these big, like trash, big bins, I guess they are. So yeah, we get a lot of donors, but yes, it's all free. It's all free. And yeah, there's very few limitations there. If they're low on something, they might just say, we'll take one of this or one of that. But really it's very, very generous. Yeah. And it's available to you as a student. I just want to make sure you guys know this. Okay. Yeah, it's all free. And oh, you can take a virtual tour and see what's available. Yeah. Okay. So I'm looking at the chats here. Okay. So so that's about the food pantry and student wellness. I may have talked with some of you. I may have, if you have called the student wellness, if you've come in, I know a lot of people now from the pandemic. There's been some negative things about the pandemic, of course, but one of the positives is that we really have, I feel like I've gotten to know so many of the students through all of this, particularly living in housing and things like that. And next, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about, so myplate.gov, I just wanted to kind of go over that. I actually have a very short video of the new app, which is so easy. I downloaded it myself and yeah, start simple. So this is what the app looks like. It's free. Start simple with My Plate. So I think I'm going to have my son help me. We have to do a slideshow, right, in order to show this?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You gotta go
So
to
go to slideshow.
slideshow.
Okay.
Yeah. And then click from current slide.
From current slide. Okay.
Yeah. And then you just click on the video.
Okay. I'm old and it's a little bit intimidating, some of these things with the computer. So I'm very thankful that my son is helping me with this.
Just click on
Okay.
the video.
All right.
That's all you got.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can everybody hear it?
Yes.
Okay. So you can set your goals. Your goals dashboard. It's very easy. Okay, so now how do I go back to the regular?
Okay, so you just hit escape, the keyboard button.
Okay.
You just hit escape again.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay, so
Tell him that the students voted he gets extra allowance this week.
I make my own money. It's okay.
He's great. Yeah. So anyway, if you want to download this app, it's there. It's really easy to use. And if I can use it, anybody can use it. So, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about the different categories. What's the plate all about? You have your fruits, your vegetables, grains, protein foods. And protein foods is not just meat, it's seeds and legumes, things like that. And then also your dairy. Okay, so the myplate.gov site. And then, like I said, the app is so easy. It doesn't take up a whole lot of room. My phone is 5 years old and I have it practically completely full, but I was still able to take the MyPlate, fit the MyPlate app on my phone. So I know it doesn't take up much. And so just like when you look at the plate, you can see the plate is divided into fours. And really, most of us don't eat from a plate, our meal, many of us don't eat all of our meals from a plate. Sometimes it's kind of grabbing in between classes and things like that. But if you think about your daily intake, if you kind of make about 1/4 of your plate or your daily intake fruits, okay? And so for people, I'm assuming everybody's about 19 to 30. There might be some people that are younger than 19, but generally it's about 2 cups of fruit per day. And what they say for fruits, 1 small apple or 1 banana, they actually broke it down into how many grapes, 32 seedless grapes, which I thought was interesting. But 1 cup of grapes, 1 orange, a 1-inch slice of watermelon, about a 1/2 cup of dried fruit. So it's less with the dried fruit because you figure the water is taken out of the fruit with it through the drying process. 1 cup of orange juice. So you really don't need that many fruits per day to get what we recommend. As far as vegetables, you want to make about 1/4 of your plate vegetables. And, the leafier and the raw vegetables like lettuce and things like that, that take up more room, more airspace. 1 cup of raw or cooked vegetables or vegetable juice, or 2 cups of raw leafy greens, because they just take up more room. They can be considered 1 cup from the vegetable group. And so that would also be like 2 medium carrots would be considered 1 cup, 1 cup of baby carrots, 1 large pepper, 1 large tomato, 1 cup of peas or beans or lentils, and 1 avocado, or 1 cup of broccoli florets. And we really men need about 3 cups a day. Women need about 2.5 cups a day. So fruits and vegetables are probably what we want to make the basis of our diet as much as possible.
Nurse Kramer, we have a question in the chat.
Okay.
Should those of us who are a bit older, should our servings be different?
Yes, so if you're over 30, it was different. I can pull that up in a moment. If you go onto the myplate.gov site, it does list by age, or it's on the app as well. Brad, can you pull up the myplate.gov while we're talking and just tell me what the servings would be for somebody 30 and over?
Okay.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm going to the website right now.
And so some of the things you get from these fruits and vegetables would be your vitamin C, that helps you absorb iron. Vitamin A helps with your eyes and your skin. Okay, potassium helps regulate your blood pressure. You also decrease your cancer risk with fruits and vegetables. You get fiber, so that's healthy for your intestines and your bowels. Okay. I know I just chose, I figured what was my demographic age group? I figured it was about 19 to 30, but yeah, no, there are people of varying ages, definitely. So
Yeah, it says for people from 31 and above years, it should be 1.5 to 2 cups of fruit.
okay, so 31 years of age and above, 1.5 to 2 cups of fruit. And how much for vegetables?
Let me put in vegetable instead of fruit. Vegetable servings. Let's go. Oh man, where is
I know it was more for men than women.
The cup of vegetables. Oh my god, I gotta turn my phone sideways. For what are the groups? It doesn't really say any ages here or anything. It's
Okay.
interesting.
Well, sorry.
Oh wait,
I
got it.
other ages on there.
I got it. 3 to 4 cups of vegetables for men ages 31 and above.
Okay,
and
so
then
men that are over
2 to 3 cups for women
Okay.
31 and above.
So 31 and above, it's 3 to 4 cups a day. And women, what did you say, 2 to 3 cups a day? So it actually, you know, as we age, I guess we need more fiber and more vegetables and things like that.
But then once you get to 60, for men, it goes to 2.5 to 3.5. And then for women, it just stays the same at 2 to 3.
Okay.
Yes.
So, yeah, look on myplate.gov. It's very, very thorough. You know, you can spend a lot of time looking around on there.
Good resource.
And I know we don't have a super amount of time to really go into a lot of details. I'm just sort of showing an overview. As far as grains, so you want to make about 1/4 of your plate grains. And you also want to make a half of the grains that you consume whole grains. So when you think about it, there are refined grains and whole grains. So for people that can have wheat, you want to have whole wheat. And what that is the entire kernel. When you have white flour, they're actually, you know, pulverizing that and breaking that down, and you're not getting the entire wheat grain, you know, the entire grain of wheat. They're taking the outer coating off and things like that. So the more whole grains you have, the better it is for your body as far as vitamins and fiber. Fiber will draw water into it. So if you have more fiber in your diet, you'll have more water in your intestines, which is good. It helps move things through. When people have foods that are highly refined, they tend to not move through their intestines as quickly. And so the thought is that foods that are highly refined may have additives and things that, you know, if there's any preservatives and things like that, if those foods are staying in your intestines for a longer period of time, it's more time for your body to absorb those things. And that could actually increase cancer risks and things like that. So the more whole grains you have, the better, because like I said, then it doesn't sit as long in your intestines. When people have all refined foods, they often have problems with constipation or having trouble moving their bowels. So the more whole grains, the less problems like that people tend to have. You can see 8 ounces a day for men for grains, 6 ounces a day, and that's the age 19 to 30. And so some of the things you want to think about with grains is a half of an English muffin is considered 1 ounce. 5 whole wheat crackers is considered 1 ounce. 1 slice of bread. So if you have a sandwich that's 2 slices of bread, that's 2 ounces right there. 1 cup of cereal. And 1 cup of cereal isn't really that much cereal. I know when I eat cereal in the morning, I'm eating probably more than 1 ounce or 1 cup of cereal. A half cup rather of cooked rice or pasta. 1 pancake is considered 1 ounce. So if you have a stack of pancakes, you know, that could be your whole day's worth of grains right there. A bagel is usually 4 ounces. So that could be half of, more than half of your grains per day. Some of the things you get with grains are going to be your fiber, again, complex carbohydrates to give you energy, your B vitamins. So B vitamins are good for your nervous system. You get iron, which helps to carry oxygen to all of the cells. Magnesium helps with bone building. Selenium helps with healthy cells. Okay, so there's some of the things you can get from grains. From protein, you want to make about 1/4 of your plate protein foods. So that would include seafood, meats, poultry, eggs, beans, peas, lentils, nuts, seeds, and soy. And so women and men need about 5.5, 19 to 30, need about 5.5 to 6.5 ounces per day. And when you think about it, 1 ounce of meat is not usually a serving, okay? Like a 1/4 pounder hamburger is 4 ounces. So, if you have a chicken breast is usually about 3 or 4 ounces. Okay, hummus, if you eat hummus, That's chickpeas and tahini and things like that. 2 tablespoons of hummus is considered 1 ounce. 1/4 cup of cooked beans. Okay, so it doesn't really take that much. 1 egg. Okay, and so protein foods also give you B vitamins, vitamin E, which is good for your skin, iron and zinc. Okay. For dairy, that includes milk, yogurt, cheese, lactose-free milk. So lactose is milk sugar, and as babies, we generally tend to have a lot of lactase, which is an enzyme in our stomachs. Lactase will help break down lactose, but as we get older, we make less and less lactase. So sometimes people have problems breaking down the milk sugar, lactose. Fortified soy milk or yogurt. And I really didn't know, of all the years of being a nurse and knowing a little bit about nutrition, I did not know this until I prepared for this lecture, that low calcium and high fat foods, such as cream cheese, sour cream, or butter, are actually not included in the group because they are so high in fat. If you have cheese, like cheddar cheese, a 1 inch, not 1 inch, 1.5 ounces is 1 slice of cheese. Like American cheese that's wrapped in plastic, that 1 piece that's wrapped in plastic is considered 1 ounce. And that's considered 1 cup. So a cup of milk, yogurt or soy milk, 1.5 ounces of cheese, 1/2 cup of ricotta cheese, 3 scoops of ice cream. So you can actually have a fair amount of ice cream, I guess, to equal 1 cup. Okay, and what do you get from dairy? You get calcium, obviously, for your bones, vitamin D, also for your bones, protein, you get minerals, potassium, here again, that helps regulate blood pressure. But just remember that dairy foods can be high in fat. You want to try to go with low fat sources of dairy. I just put a picture in here. It shows some fruits. It shows some, leafy vegetables, kale and lettuce, arugula, and then you see your peas and beans, or I'm sorry, not peas, lentils. So I thought this was a colorful picture I just wanted to include. I wanted to give some examples of some healthy snacks. So if you have a handful of seeds or nuts, that is considered a healthy snack. So that would probably be about a 1/2 ounce. If you had about what would fit in your hand. Sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, and they're very satisfying. If you're, needing a snack, it helps fill you up. Yogurt with dried fruits or berries. So if you have, your 1 cup of yogurt and then a 1/2 cup of dried fruit, that's a good, very healthy snack. If you had nut butters like almond or peanut on whole grain crackers, and remember that 1 serving is, 5 whole grain crackers. That doesn't seem like that many crackers, actually. Popcorn. And so you could sprinkle chili powder or garlic powder if you wanted to have a little more flavor. Edamame or snap peas with a little bit of low fat ranch dressing. Hummus with carrots or celery. And fruits. So fruits like grapes, bananas, apples, clementines, berries, or pears. And one of my favorites, avocado, like mashed avocado on whole wheat toast. So you could have a 1/2 of an avocado on a slice of toast, and that's an example of a very healthy snack. So I know I'm not going into a huge amount of detail about nutrition, but are there any questions? Let me look at the chat box again here. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, there's no additional questions on the
Okay.
chat at this time.
Okay. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about self-care. I know we're all very stressed in life right now, with COVID issues and everything going on in the world, the violence against people of color, violence against Asians, all of the things that you hear in the news. It's very stressful. And I saw this photo of a bulletin board. I just wanted to include that. I thought it was colorful and it had some good suggestions. Self-care, there's a lot of things that you could do with self-care. Eating well, obviously, is one of the most important things for self-care. Drinking enough water. In fact, I'm going to take a sip of water right now. Getting enough good sleep. Okay, putting away your tech devices about 30 minutes or maybe even up to 60 minutes before you go to sleep. The blue light that comes off of a phone or a computer can actually stimulate our brains and make it difficult to fall asleep. And there have been many, many studies about how much sleep people do need. And about 8 hours is the average amount that people really need. Some people need 7, some people need 9. There are some people that need less sleep, but generally it's about 8 hours a night. Having your room be as cool as possible, as dark as possible, quiet. Sometimes people have to wear a sleep mask, a little mask over their eyes, or earplugs, something to make their room, or run a fan for white noise, just to make their room a little quieter. Being active. So being active, exercise actually produces chemicals in the brain that are similar to pain medication. They call them endorphins. So if you get some activity, some exercise rather, that actually will help with the mood stabilizing endorphins in the brain. Planning ahead. So that's very helpful. Having a schedule and knowing when your assignments are due, and having time to have a little fun as well. And I know that we can't really go that many places with the pandemic, but I think when I was in school, I remember, thinking that I could read 24 hours a day and still not get all the things done that I needed to do, not read all the books that I needed to read for my nursing classes. But it is good to set a time that you just stop, have a meal with your family, or go out and take a walk, do things like that. And if you are feeling very stressed, asking for help. Okay, so I didn't say this earlier, but within student health, we do have many psychologists. We have some postdocs, they call them. They're men and women who are already finished their doctorate, but they're just gaining more hours to become licensed therapists. So our full-time therapists there are supervising them. But we have several full-time mental health counselors, Dr. Sarah, Dr. Gordon, and we have a full-time psychiatric social worker. We also have a part-time psychiatrist, Dr. Nordquist. So reaching out, if you're feeling very, very stressed, reaching out to a mental health counselor, reaching out to one of us as medical providers, or your primary doctor, reaching out to Mrs. Waters, if your EOF counselor and other people that are associated with Rutgers that can help you, your academic advisors. Okay, so don't be afraid to ask for help if you're feeling stressed. Movement. So I know we're all stuck in our houses, and we can just kind of hang in there a little while longer with the pandemic. We're actually starting to have, I believe, a 4th surge of COVID infections. So it's still very, very important for us to, do the social distancing and the masking and all that, but not neglect ourselves. So walking, going out and getting a little fresh air, dancing, you can put your earbuds in and just dance around your room, stretching. So one of the things, I have been practicing yoga for many years, and one of the things that many of my teachers have promoted with us is that bending at the waist. So if you stretch and you bend at the waist, that will promote relaxation. So one of the good nighttime stretches to do is to sit on the floor and put your legs out in front of you and reach your arms up and then bend at the waist and try to touch your toes. And that actually will help promote relaxation. Any stretches that you do where you arch your back, that will promote wakefulness. So in the morning, they have in yoga, they talk about sun salutations, and there actually is one of the stretches is to reach up and arch your back, and that will help promote wakefulness. Neck and spine stretches. If you're sitting at your desk, just kind of rolling your head around from one side to the other. Okay, and shoulder rolls, up, back, and down, and then going the opposite way. And that can actually take some of the stress. We often hold a lot of our stress in our trapezius muscles. They're the two big muscles that are at the back of our neck and that go down to the back of the shoulders. So stretching the trapezius muscles often are very good for, allaying some stress, especially when we're sitting. Marching in place, get up from your chair every hour and just kind of march in place. That's what I do in between meetings, or when I'm on the phone with students a lot during the day. Swing your arms and kind of lift your legs high. There are so many things online. I had no idea until I was preparing for this lecture, and I've started doing some of them. Seated cardio. Of course, if you can do cardio, if you have any equipment in your home, but if you wanted to do seated cardio, if there's many YouTube videos, there's a woman named Caroline Jordan. If you Google Caroline Jordan, she has a lot of seated cardio classes on YouTube, and they can get to be pretty intense. Yoga. My friends from church were talking about yoga with Adrienne, and I just started looking at yoga with Adrienne. So she has a lot of different videos that are for yoga. Oh, I know. I wanted to go back to this one about how to practice self-care. I wanted to say, stick to your goals with eating, with your nutrition. Stick to your goals 80% of the time. Okay, so if we do the 80-20 principle, stick to your goals 80% of the time and indulge mindfully 20% of the time. So let yourself have some treats, but really taste it and savor it. Some of the things that are good to do as far as practicing self-care with nutrition are eating when you're hungry, eating slowly. Okay, stop eating when you begin to feel full, and drinking water with a meal. Those things help you as well. I meant to say that, sorry. And for people that have had COVID infections, you do want to ease into exercise. You don't want to go right back into everything you used to do. I don't know if you know this, but many people that have had a COVID infection could have a silent, their heart could be affected. It could be silent or it could be not so silent, but the muscle fibers in the heart could actually, be affected by the virus. Some people actually have something called myocarditis. Myo means muscle, and card means cardiac or heart, and itis means inflammation. So that means inflammation of the heart muscle. And that happens to many, many people that have COVID. Actually, most people that have COVID have some degree of, maybe not myocarditis, but the virus does have an effect on the heart. So after you're recovering from COVID, it is good to follow your doctor's instructions, ease back into exercise. Okay, don't go in full steam ahead after a COVID infection. In fact, the Rutgers athletes that we work with, it is actually an NCAA requirement when someone has had COVID that they see a cardiologist. And they may have an EKG, they may have some other tests, but the cardiologist actually will examine that person and we'll make sure that they get the go-ahead to go back to exercising. Somebody that has severe COVID, it may take 3 to 6 months before they're ready to go back to to full participation in what they used to do. Yoga with Adrienne, I just pulled up what her website looks like. And if you could, I know I just have this little bit here, but if you could scroll down, you would see that she has many, many videos, all different types of yoga classes. Meditation. So there is something called the Calm app. There's also something called Fit Mind. Fit Mind isn't free though, but there is a free version of the Calm app. And Calm, the Calm app actually is for promoting sleep. There are meditations. There's, oh, I wanted to read you something about that. So the Calm app, there are guided meditation sessions available in lengths between 3 and 25 minutes. I'm not sure how much is on the free app though. You have to be very careful that you're not downloading the part that has a monthly fee, but there is quite a bit on the Calm app that is free. And Yoga with Adrienne is also free. Oh, that's YouTube. Okay, and meditation. I just read a very interesting book recently called A Monk's Guide to Happiness, Meditation in the 21st Century. And just began doing some work with meditation in the last couple of months. Mrs. Waters, how much time do we have?
It's 12, so we have until 12:15. So
Okay.
that's a little bit of time and leave maybe 5 minutes for questions.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. So I just wanted to actually show you what the Calm app looks like. This is if you go on, if you want to download that, that's what the Calm app looks like. And I wanted to talk a little bit about breathing. Okay, of course we breathe, you know, of course we do, I know, but you could actually use breathing for, if you are stressed, you could actually use that. Just put it, something as simple as putting your hand on your, I know I say abdomen all the time because I'm a nurse, but putting your hand on your belly and just feel the gentle movement. You don't have to take a huge breath, but just as you're breathing, you can feel your hand moving, and that actually can be calming. There is something called alternate nostril breathing, and I've been teaching students, if I see a patient, if I see a student and their next thing is to go on to a test or something, you know, that's stressful, law students in particular, I've taught them how to do this alternate nostril breathing. And that's a yoga thing. It's you learn that in yoga class, but you can just block off one nostril. And I'll do it now. I know it looks kind of weird, but you can either put your finger on your forehead and use your thumb on one side and your ring finger on the other. That's one way that you can do it. I find that to be a little cumbersome, so I just kind of use my thumb on one side and my index finger on the other and switch back and forth. But you just block off one nostril and breathe in, and then switch, block that nostril off, and, you know, breathe out on this side and breathe in again, then block it off, breathe out and in. So you're always breathing out and in every time you switch. So, and breathe in and switch, breathe out, breathe in. And you can do about 10 rounds or so. And actually that's very calming. People often say that they feel like they're only breathing out of one nostril. And after you do the alternate nostril breathing, you feel like you're breathing out of both nostrils and you feel like your head is more clear. So that's something, I know I'm just mentioning it. People actually do a whole practice with that. I know this is kind of quick that I'm going through it, but, and Tactical Breather, that's an app that one of the many webinars that I watch for COVID, there was one about wellness for medical providers, and they talked about the Tactical Breather app. And I actually have it on my phone. I can turn it on. And hear it.
Someone needs to mute themselves.
Jesus, look at that. Jesus.
Hello. Thank you. Go ahead, Nurse Kramer.
So the tactical breather app was actually developed for soldiers. It was developed by someone in the military, Lieutenant Colonel Dave Grossman. He wrote a book, and it was developed for soldiers to actually gain control of their breath and their heart rate, their concentration. So it's something that you could use. It's free to download. That's what the app looks like. And you could download that. There have been times when it was very, very stressful since the pandemic began, that I'll just turn it on and I'll breathe, a few rounds and then turn it off. It takes a little bit of getting used to, because you breathe in for a count of 4, you hold it for a count of 4, you breathe out for a count of 4, then you hold it for a count of 4, and so on. So I'll turn it on right now. Let's see if
Inhale,
you can hear this.
3, 4, hold,
We
2,
can hear it.
3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold.
Okay, so that's the tactical breather app. And actually that's been helpful to me. It's a free app, doesn't take up much room. Again, like I said, I don't have much room on my phone left. So I know I have a personal testimonial that it's a helpful thing. I did want to just go back through the meditation. We almost don't have time for this, I think. I could do less than 5 minutes. I think it takes about 3 minutes. I timed it. But if you want to do one now, meditation is not zoning out. It's actually being very aware of your surroundings. And you want to be in a quiet place, not silent. You want to sit. You could lay down, but the danger with laying down is that you fall asleep. But if you do sit with a straight back, put your feet flat on the floor, relax your face. And they say to put your tongue against the roof of your mouth. You could have your eyes open, or you could have your eyes closed. You don't necessarily have to have music or nature sounds, but a guided meditation might be helpful for beginners. Any time of day really is okay. And they say about 5 minutes or so, 10 minutes, you can use the timer on your phone. So if you want to try it now, I can just kind of read through.
Yeah, you have
You wanna-
time.
Okay,
Fine.
so
Go right ahead.
sit in a comfortable chair and put your feet on the floor. You want to take in the room around you with your eyes open, or if you want to shut your eyes, that's okay. You want to listen for noise. There's always going to be noises. In meditation, it's almost like expecting that there will be sounds and just kind of being mindful of what those sounds are. Notice any smells in the room. Okay, notice the light, maybe notice the shadows. Feel the chair underneath you. And then feel your hands, if your hands are in your lap, or if they're resting on your legs. Feel the texture of the clothing underneath your hands. Feel the ground underneath your feet. Okay, and become aware of your shoulders. Okay, your shoulders could be tight. You could do the up, back, and down, rolls, to loosen some of the tension from your shoulders. Focusing on your face. Is there any kind of taste in your mouth? You can just observe what is happening with your face. And all of this could be done more slowly, actually. I'm kind of rushing through it, actually, a little bit because of time today. But you could bring your focus to the front of your body. Feel how your breath is going in and out. And when I say that, it's not making yourself breathe. It's just breathing as you normally would, but actually observing the flow of air in through your nose and out through your nose, or out through your mouth, however you choose to breathe. and just sitting for a few minutes, with your breath, noticing your breath. And that can be a way of kind of clearing your mind in between classes. If you have something stressful to do, that may help you. So I highly recommend this book by Gilong Thubten, Meditation in the 21st Century, A Monk's Guide to Happiness. I don't know if you can all see that if I hold it up to the camera. I got mine at Target. So, okay. I apologize for kind of zooming through. Do we have any questions? Oh, I can't hear you.
Shannon just shared, if you have an Apple Watch, there's a breathing app on there as well. Awesome. Thank you,
Oh, that's
Shannon.
great. That's really great. I can't see the chat box.
Okay, someone said they put in a question earlier. Okay, Shaw, AJ, let me see. Do you have any opinions on different sleeping positions? Back, side, stomach? Is one overall better than the other, or is it personal preference?
It is personal preference for sleeping positions, right? Is that what you said, sleeping positions?
Yes, that's what they're asking.
Yes, and you do want to have a certain type of pillow depending on how you sleep. I know that can make a difference. If you're a side sleeper, you may want to have a firmer pillow. If you're a stomach sleeper, you may want a softer pillow. Back sleeper, so however you feel personally that you want to sleep, you want to make sure your body is in good alignment when you're sleeping too. Making sure that you're not kind of hunched over. Sometimes people, if they sleep on their arm, they can wake up with a numb arm and hand. So, adjusting your body so that you're not having that tingling or numbness happen when you wake up. Yeah.
I know when I was pregnant, I had that body pillow, and
The
I still
body
use
pillows
I
are
still use a
wonderful.
body pillow.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. You're welcome, Shaw. Any other questions? This has been so awesome, so helpful.
Oh, thank you. I feel like I really rushed through everything. But if you're interested in nutrition, go on that myplate.gov site or download that app, the smart, what do they call it? Start simple with MyPlate. That's what I showed you in the video or in the PowerPoint rather. That's actually what the app looks like. There's so many apps when you go on, it's confusing to know which one to choose, but that's actually what it looks like so that you get the correct app. But that will help with nutrition. And like I said, hopefully this pandemic will be winding down as we all get vaccinated and as the numbers aren't going down yet. They're actually going up right now in New Jersey. South Jersey's good. South Jersey's better than North Jersey, but I think, after spring break and as the weather warms and people are traveling, I think we are seeing a little bit more virus activity. But eventually, once people are vaccinated, we should be able to conquer it and get back to doing more of what we wanted to do, we used to do. So, okay, well, I thank you so much for inviting me. I really enjoyed putting this whole presentation together, doing all of the things that I needed, the yoga and trying out the tactical breather and all these things. So I hope that some of these help the students.
If you can stop sharing so we can get back to the main room.
I should stop sharing now?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay, so
oh wow, there's a lot of people.
yes, this is a very important topic, especially right now.
People. Yeah, I need to make a note on, we keep a log of how many people, so it was 30 people. Okay.
I can send you the attendance Excel report that I have to create.
Okay, thank you.
So for attendance purposes, everyone, please email me your full name and RUID to my email there, cfelice@camden.rutgers.edu by 5 p.m. today, so that I can create our report through Raptor Connect and send to the counselors for attendance purposes. Nurse Kramer, I will also send it to you.
Okay,
And thank you so much.
Thank you.
Every time that you do this presentation, I learn more and more and more. So I'm so grateful that you availed yourself. I know you're extremely busy, and I'm so grateful that you availed yourself. Does anyone have any last minute questions? You can unmute yourselves to ask directly. If not, you can certainly sign off and make sure that you email me today by 5 o'clock with the information provided so that we can account for your attendance. Thank you so much, guys, for attending.
okay, thank you.
Stop recording.
Thank you. Have a good